Are Vinted and eBay doing something that we didn't expect? Who knows? But good morning, everybody. You joined me at the 7:30 in the morning at Costa right now, just getting ready to basically have a coffee. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually make a video on Vinted Pro. So I'm going to make one for TikTok on Vinted Pro and do a few other bits. And yes, I come out in the morning for a coffee, just for a change of scenery, really, just for like that little bit outside of the house sort of thing. Even though I think I was in bed like 20 minutes ago, but that's the whole point of it, coming out to get a coffee and just get the day started right. But I had a run last night. I thought I'd share this with you because for anybody who likes like the gym side or like the fitness side of things, I went for a 10k first run I've done in a while yesterday, and have a little look at this. So I did this thing where I was like, yo, like my friend Sam was like, yo, David Goggins shit, but I was just like, yeah man, let me just capture this run. But I did 49 minutes 39 on a 10k, which I was pretty happy about. And for anybody who likes splits, my run started pretty like moderate, and then for some reason I just absolutely smashed it in the last like 5k. So yeah, obviously fitness and all that stuff might not be a feature that I'll add regularly. Not that I don't do it regularly, but all of a sudden I'll be telling you like what protein I eat in a day, and it's not against that. But right now, let's just get back to what it is, which is let's find out about Vinted Pro. Well, I've already found out about it, but I'll talk about it in another shot when I've left, probably in a bit. But yeah, I've got like 2 hours now to but 2 hours to spend before I got my house thing going on for 10-15 minutes, and then we're just going to get to work and absolutely like serve up some serious bundle salads. And when by salads I mean they're not salads, they're clothing. My hair looks a little bit like Tintin at the minute, so I'm going to have to just put the hood up. But I just wanted to I'm just going to got the coffee, and I thought I'm going to make this video. I'm just going to make this video literally probably walking around the car park in a second, because it's going to be an easy way to do it. Oh shit, I can't actually. I just realised while I have to do it at home. Anyway, it needs Wi-Fi because green screen's on that. Anyway, I just was in Costa, obviously, and I don't know if anybody remembers, I had this incident with them like a few months ago that basically stopped me going, and I was just like, nah, pie that, I can't be arsed for that. And yeah, I had that incident, and then she just mentioned it, she just apologised in advance from like last few months. I was like, oh, fairs. But then, and I was just like, yeah, that's why I didn't come back, because like anybody like treats me like I'm not a customer in a coffee shop. And I'll be honest with you, it's not that the customer's always right, but like, you know, when you go to somewhere to like buy a coffee, a part of it for me is a social exchange. If I'm not getting like a nice social exchange, or someone's just being like, I don't know, a dick for no reason, I'm not going to want to go back. But anyway, what I was trying to get to is that she said, I was watching your TikTok live the other day. You was in the warehouse with your mum. I was just like, it's so funny how the internet works. It's so funny how the internet works. So the time is, it's about an hour to 2 hours has passed since. I've just basically been doing a bit of a clean whilst I wait for this like house situation thing, which is, it's a minor thing anyway, so I just get that in and out sort of thing. But what was I going to say? I'm going to show you a Vinted order I had last night, the bundle, like a bundle that's sold. But yeah, basically, I think today's going to be about getting a lot of bundles built and set up, configuring a few bits and bobs. So for those that don't know, Marge is hopefully going to send a video and show you what she's up to that I can put in here later on. But basically, she's just currently house sitting for her sister for about 5 or 6 days, and then she goes on holiday. So at the moment, she took the laptop down that we've just bought. We bought both, one for us each, so that we could do them on the go. And she's currently going through loads of emails and stuff like that this morning. So nice bit of administration, getting on top of a few things, some like refunds and stuff like that. One of the biggest like discrepancies, or the most difficult things about the bundle selling at the moment, is that when people want to send it back, because obviously we're happy to accept refunds, but due to the way that we send it and what the parameters of it are, we can't like reimburse the cost of the shipping, obviously. And I think what people find difficult is once you've actually made that order, it is difficult to send back. So this is a customary clip if you get to this point in the video. If you're thinking about buying a bundle, just send a message to ensure you understand what grade A, B, what the 5% C means, what even saving from landfill means if you like, or just understanding the metrics of like what you're actually paying for. Because I'm a transparent man, and I'm happy to use that understanding to help you guys understand it. But anyway, should be here in a minute, and then we should be back at work. What I'm also going to do, we're going to have a little flood report update, and then I'm actually going to show you why it floods where we are, because I think it's more interesting to know why. Not just how, but why. But anyway, in a bizzle. Also, take a little look at this order. 18 quid, missing a shirt that's at work. We've got the Zorg mask, got a flipping Big Rex game, and then the Dory. These are the sort of ones I like to sell. So that was 18, and that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus the shirt 7. So £11 profit from £7 spent. Still decent. Also, guys, I want to talk about Vinted Pro as it's come out, and I want to talk about eBay. So today's shots, we're going to delve into that a little bit and really like break down whether Vinted Pro is going to be a good move, how it's actually going to, how it's going to sort of like follow through, and what I genuinely think my predictions are for how it will, what challenges they might face. We just come through work to be absolutely like boxed in right now. I don't know what this is. Sand gravel. So that's just there at work right now. Anyway, I'm gonna have a quick look at the bottom building and see what is. I came to do the exact same thing as you to just check. I've got my building is just down the road and it's currently underwater. And I was thinking I wanted to come and have a little look. What do you reckon? How long do you think it's gonna take?
Oh, no way of knowing if the weather stays like this. 4 or 5 days.
Think. How do you like? It's because I've been trying to tell people as well, like the way that the floodplain works. Like people said to me, like you shouldn't like be able to flood indoors, but you can't help being on a floodplain. Like this is actually where we are. It's like an actual floodplain.
Yeah, and the snag is, it can come up from underneath. You know, it's not sometimes not a case of simply coming in through the door.
No.
You know, if you've got a drain of some kind in, you know, the toilets.
Yes.
You know, it can come up through there if it's high enough. I must say, you have my greatest sympathy.
Thank you. And
for what that's worth.
It's the intention's there, and I appreciate that.
The intention, you know, I feel sorry for, especially. It
could be worse. It could be a domestic property. It's only a workplace.
Okay.
So domestic is always. You know, couldn't imagine living with this.
Absolutely, because if you're living in such a place, you probably struggle to get insurance. And if it's happened once, the way things are going, they can happen again.
Oh yeah, they'll just keep happening.
Yeah.
I think this has happened. I think we've been there for 10 years, and it's happened probably about 12 times. One year it happened 3 times in about a month, which was awful. But again, everything's off the ground. It's all the measures and the contingencies have been put in place to assimilate for this. It's all you can do your best.
Yeah, it's quite.
I think sometimes you've got to let nature just do what it needs to do and remind people that it's there.
Yes. Well, I was just coming out on my bike today. Not as impinged, not as.
No.
Because I've got a walk planned next week.
Right.
And I was thinking, are we going to be able to do it? And right here, we're not.
This is your answer right now, isn't it? Might have to postpone that.
Canoe along.
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yes, I'll just take a picture.
Yeah, that's what I've come up with. Shout out to this guy first, who was just like having a chat, and he was just like, I want to just go and see this. Look, look at that. Where's the E gonna go? Surely he's not going to go through. Wait, are they both actually going to try and figure it? No. 2 cyclists figuring it. So for anybody wondering what that shot was, I just thought I'd come up here with my coffee and croissants to just take a little look. So this is the back of Gully. So Gully's actually over there, and this is the situation that we've got right now. So I just saw a gentleman who's just going to come up right now. Yeah, that was a fast turnaround, wasn't it? Yes, safe travels. Look at that. So that is literally where we are. But I'll just take a little walk and just kind of show you, because this is what people, I guess, from seeing the content, you're saying, oh my God, have your measures in place. This is literally like the reality that we live in as a result of where we are. This isn't a joke. This is literally where we are. And it's, it's absolutely crazy. You might be making a fast turnaround. It's awfully busy down there. Is it really? What's that? Oh, I would be coming being nosy. I've got a building around there, and I don't know why I need to tell everybody. And it's currently underwater. Just meeting all the cyclists today. What? So my premises is just opposite the road from the Spice Cube. So it's just down there, and it's like all the wash.
Spice rescue?
Yeah, so it's currently underwater.
Oh no.
Unfortunately, we can't do much about it, can we? But
Not a lot backing onto the river.
no, there's not really even measures you can keep the water out, because it's always going to find its way in, I feel like, when it's like this.
When there's this much.
I mean, we're like actually inundated with it at the moment.
Yeah.
That's incredible. I mean, incredibly inconvenient, but
Incredibly bad.
yes. So here we are actually at the river. I don't know if I've done a shot of this yet, so I'm going to show you. So funny, somebody's I think just like emptying like some bathwater at the moment. But I wanted to come down here and just sort of take a little look at the situation, because this is just a reality that happens, but I feel like everything that happens now that I put on the internet, it's just nice to actually show. This is the situation and the reality of where we're positioned, because we're on a floodplain, and it doesn't happen that often. The rate of what I have to pay is for the rent due to being on a floodplain for that one building, because the other one's never flooded. It's too high. But you know, touch wood, flipping hopefully, that's something that I don't have to worry about. But you know, we'll worry about everything when we have to. And at the moment, it's not a worry. It's just an actuality. This is what's happening, and this is what's going on. So yeah, who knows? I might even get the kayak out and go for a swim in it. I probably won't, but it would be quite interesting to do it, because you could go across the whole fields. But it's absolutely incredible. Oh my goodness, is that somebody going through that? Whoa, I'd have liked to have seen that. Imagine that. He's just absolutely blasted through that. Must have caused... Oh my God, and we've got another one going through. Blimey. I think those tyres are okay to go through. I think with the push bike you might struggle, but blimey. Yes, this is just a little bit of what I thought would be worth coming to have a little look at as well. Essentially, because of where we're positioned, we're fortunate that we're a little bit higher off the ground, but our quality control one isn't. I'm going to actually just sit here and sip a drink of my coffee. And show you this. But let's have a little look closer at this, because this is just... Oh my God, imagine living there. And the whole garden's underwater. Wow, look at that. Come and have a look at this. Yeah, some gap. That's nice. But anyway, look at that. Oh, the cows are there as well. I didn't even realise. Sorry, private driveway. Whoops. But, you know. This is wild. Look at that. Jeez. Mad. It's so funny how many people, like, don't really read. There's a sign that says flood. And up there, you can't drive through it, like, unless you actually go around it. This flipping van driver just pedalled down here thinking, yeah, I'll be sweet. All these, like, pissing about not getting through. And he just instantly done a 180. And you just think, like, yeah, mate, where you going? So anyway, that was just that. I wanted to go and take you and show you that. What I'm going to do now is just going to get into work, to be honest with you, and just start the process that is just keeping building like all the bundles and stuff. So I think I need to stick on my guns with that, get chopping that one up and get that ready and rumbling, just so yeah that we've got that going on. But yeah, so long, just had to park the van over here, and I can take it into work now, so I'm just doing that. So what I'll do on the next shot is we'll be just in work HQ. Basically, I'm just getting my tripod so that I can do this. People are so nosy when they look at you and they're doing the camera like this. Right, can't just sit about doing nothing. I've sat just basically uploading loads of flood reports. But these are the sort of times when you think, right, that's happening. Okay, what have we got that we can work with? We've got a building that's absolutely sweet as. So I'm going to get back to the business that is filling these up and getting all of these ready. The kilo bundles are what I'm going to do. So this is how it's going to kind of work. These bundles right here, I'm making the piles up. I will then keep taking bits, building the piles and doing the same with the kilos. Depending on how the stacks go, I might do the same with the rags and reworks, because essentially I can just take them and put them over there. So I've got a really nice little filtering streaming system that I'm going to work with now. And I remembered I was going to get the tripod so that I could position it up and you could come with me. I say come with me. You could just watch the time lapse of like a bit of the doings on. Oh shit, and you know what's really annoying as well? Not annoying, it's just typical. All of this stuff in here, this is like all my washing, because obviously I just use the gully washers and dryer system, so I'm gonna have to wait to do my washing as well for a few days. So a trip to TK Maxx to get some spare boxers and shorts and I mean socks is gonna be potentially on the card. Anyway, let's get building. Okay, so this is just what we've been doing so far, what I've been doing. Basically, making them in 5 kilo bundles. They were the 4 we did at the end of yesterday. So I've actually got, how many have I got? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. 45 kilos of the branded bundle right here, right now. And I don't know if like anybody else relates to this, but one of the things I really want to do now is just chop down on this, because the minute you start to build these trolleys up too much and they start to stack and overlap, it's not like it's inconvenient, but I'm just thinking a part of me is like, how nice would it be to just make some kilo bundles up that go in here? So for those that don't know, if you buy an 80-20 bundle, it's 20% unbranded. And as a result, this is what these are for. So these will be like, hang on, 1 kilo unbranded, 2, 3, 4, depending on them. So it's better off for me to make some variations of this so that for tomorrow, it's essentially ready to rumble. Do I look absolutely knackered? I think this hair, I'm not really doing much with it, am I? But that is besides the point. Star Wars t-shirt. What's the tag? Little Screen Stars one. Yeah. Right, so you joined me not that much later than when we was earlier on. It's literally 11:49. Just done these and they're the same. I've just made a load of kilo bundles. This bloke basically bought a bundle off the website and he was like, could you do a little video throwing a bag out of the shot and then send it to me so I can put it as a TikTok video? And I was like, yeah, of course I can. I like doing stuff like that. And also it always makes me think, if I do something like that and I'm accommodating, people aren't going to be quick to be fussy pussies. If you are, rude. But no, shout out to the bloke that's just asked for this anyway. It is much appreciated. What am I looking for? 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 That's what I'm looking for, my email. But I still won't sing. But yeah, I am going to go and grab another coffee in a moment. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on live. And I'm basically going to go on TikTok live just to sort of like keep turning and churning the people through. Because one of the things I will say about that, is transferring now, if anybody's curious. What I will say, one of the things about like going lives is, say I go live on TikTok, right? Like, you might just be stood here chatting to people, or they might be watching me do stuff. If I do that for an hour and get 600 to 700 people that jump in, and I engage with like 20 people, those 20 people, what I've discovered, will then just go and watch other content. They'll feel inspired, assuming that the hour or the time they've spent watching has felt valuable to them. So we're going to them 3 like lists again. Am I adding value and giving value? Am I having purpose and giving purpose? And also, am I actually enjoying it? And sometimes I like won't do a live for a while just to sort of allow myself a little bit more of a build up to get excited about it. A little bit like now with like the Tilt live stream. So obviously due to the flood, which is completely separate, like I have an abundance of stuff. But the reality of why I'm not doing this now is if I do these now, people will go, when are they going to be shipped out? And these aren't going to be shipped out until Monday or Tuesday. So I'm sort of like delaying when I'll do the lives. But I'm thinking Friday, Saturday and Sunday will be when we really do it. And I think Friday was going to be the rail and some bundles that I can't point at. Saturday evening is going to be the footy shirts, literally just 50 footy shirts just to see what cooks off. And then on Sunday, we'll do another live in the afternoon of what's left over. So it should be some good stuff, but I'm just building up some bundles right now. Like I say, off to go and get a coffee, and then on the next shot, I don't know what it'll be, but that will be the next shot. It's always nice to start spending money and then you see that you get a quick sale on Depop. So this was actually the cap that we picked up at the Jumble Trail, and I'll actually get £8.35, and that one cost me £1. So essentially what's good about that is you just think like this whole process and stuff like that, we always go on a 4x, but the fact it's on £8.35 from £1 spend is just top tier. But yeah, quick coffee and then we're back to the grind of it. I feel like today's been a little bit like me just walking up and down here and going back and forth, but I'm actually just going to go and grab a Nando's right now. Just going to go and sit in, eat some food. And then there's a charity shop in Loughborough that I've not been to for over a year. It's just an Oxfam, but I forgot that it was down the road. So I'm going to go and do that and then pass by my house, get a few bits, and then we're going to come back to work. So it's just a little excursion, a little bit of a, I'd say late lunch, but just a little bit of a lunch. And then, yeah, we'll keep things moving on. But nothing else to add, to be honest. Customary moment to show you lot my order. I don't know what happened to the chicken, but I think it's a bit sparked out. And yeah, I have to get more for that. But this is what we're doing. But I'm also not trying to be one of them guys that like records his food. Like, I might do it still, but Yeah. Ooh, hang on, right. So one thing, I've just had the food now, but I'm basically thinking, right, Vinted, eBay, this whole thing, like the Vinted Pro, people understanding what they think is the best thing. I'm going to actually use a clip at the end of this video and sort of break it down. But what I think people need to take into consideration, there's a few points what I'm noticing. Firstly, I'm seeing a lot of people kicking off about the returns policy, right? And the reality of it is that under the consumer laws of like buying online, you have to have a policy for you know, refunds and stuff. I remember when the whole thing kicked off with GDPR a few years ago. There was new GDPR laws that basically told you like new ways to like send emails. Like it's part and parcel with the process of doing like businesses. Like you're always going to come into these points where different systems are like situated in place, you know, and you've got to kind of like understand it. One of the biggest downfalls Vinted had is that what it did is it didn't like outline this from the beginning. That's one point I want to get into consideration for, and the second point I want to talk to is actually about people that are kicking off, or like people that look at the fees as like something and they go, oh yeah, it's like it's all about like flipping, like all this, like, it's about no fees, it's about no fees. But I tell you right now, for nothing, if you're paying 0 fees on a platform to sell, as a result of where you sell, right, that there's money that you're going to have to pay in taxes. There's money that you're going to have to pay. Like, sort of made this point earlier on. What happens with people, right, is, or what happens with the system is you go, okay, yeah, I'm not paying the fees here, great, but as a result, later on down the line, there'll be somebody else that will accrue some of that money that you've taken as extra profit, because extra profit is just basically subsided into like more tax. So it's like, do you want to pay more fees, or do you want to pay more tax? And that's kind of like one of the parts of it. But we'll get into it. I'll turn it around because right now, just walking through the market after this chaza. So I'll just show you what I'm looking at. Oh, we got some fruit. I do actually want some fruit, but I'll be honest with you, it's a bit mad in the mad at the market at the minute. It used to be like a proper good one to go to, I think. Look for, because they would have people that actually had stuff that was worth looking at. Sorry, I'm just taking it all in. I mean, a lot of it now is just copy and paste nonsense, really. Like, but that's the whole market of it, you know. This fast fashion sort of stuff, all this kind of bits and bobs. CDs, yeah. CDs are quid. Man, can't remember these are quid. Yeah, that's bad boy. Anyway, it goes around the corner, but what I'm going to do is actually head to this charity shop for this TikTok video. Basically, it's one that I've not been to for absolutely yonks, and it's literally around this corner. Some stuff in there that definitely has my name on it, but I've seen it loads of times. I'm not on the market for it, literally, if you'll pardon that obvious flipping pun. Let's get to this one. Something to make clear that I'm not actually against like the whole Vinted thing, and to be honest with you, it's more so just want to give you like the right information, like the relevant sort of stuff that you kind of need to know to take into account in the right way. This guy looks mad. That's sort of what it's really about. It's about like just knowing the platforms, kind of like John Lennon, about knowing the platforms, understanding how the whole thing works, and sort of creating, you know, awareness to that whole system. Like, and I am waffling a bit, but what I'm talking about is the policies, is the free, like the fees and stuff. It's all this sort of stuff that like is a normal nature and tendency of what happens with business. But enough with showing you my actual flipping snooker Q-head. Let's get in this chaza. It better not be just a book one either. See, this is why I love Loughborough, because there's always someone just actually just going for a little vibe. Outside the shut down Wilco's as well. Right. Also, do you want a quick hack? If you're part of the Pure Gym and you're in Loughborough, which is a very bespoke, you get free parking, and I think it's the same for all Pure gyms. So I'm gonna go quickly in, scan my card, and then go back to work. I've had this little break in between. I need to get motivated to get back to work and get going on with it. But you know, we'll just see what I'm up to on the next shot. Okay, so this next shot, should I say, is actually going to be the last shot, just because of times that we're on, and not to be too boring, but basically the last few days I've been uploading, I haven't managed to get the video up within a good time. So my internet is one of them like typical internets where once you get to a certain time in the evening, it's classed as like off peak or on peak, whatever, boring. But anyway, I'm going to start making some videos over on the TikTok about the eBay and Vinted, and I'm going to discuss it a little bit further so you guys can hear. But the reality of it is that there's a lot more complexity to this whole Vinted Pro and eBay, and it's not as simple as just setting it up and getting going, and there's a lot more complexities to it. But it also means that there's going to be what I would say is a bigger change to the Vinted casual seller, who, you know, now if you are a casual seller, you have to sort of tread carefully in the comparison of the pros. And in the same stroke with like eBay private sellers, which are basically private sellers, are similar strokes to like selling your own wardrobe with a little bit of a slightly different flair. I'll go into it on TikTok. It's all good developing things. It's all platforms trying to be competitive with the secondhand economy and encourage people to be sustainable, even through a means of, you know, using the apps and stuff. So I'm going to leave this video here. It's like 4 o'clock. I'm actually heading back to work right now to go and crack on with some more stuff. So I'll see you guys on the next one tomorrow, where we're just going to be going through, I don't know, I will catch up with you. Let's see if I do anything more at work today. I don't think I'll be able to go to the gym because it's like freshers now as well. Like, the gym's just crazy. You think people are out having a good time, but they're actually in pure gyms having an annoying workout in my way. No, not really. But yeah, guys, I'm going to love you.